Is it not Braum? I guess Braum into this comp probably doesn't feel great.
Yeah, the Nautilus feels... I mean, it gives you an option into the Zeri, but I don't think this is a great response from DRX into what DM Freaks have prepared, you know? You have two shorter range carries, and once one of those, so assuming DM Freaks do the combo correctly, which we know they are very capable of doing.
Yes.
You should eliminate either the Lucian or the Talia pretty effectively, and then you're kind of limping through the rest of the team fight with one of those carries gone. You have a tank support, you have a tank top laner, you have a Xin Zhao, and you have one carry left, and you're playing against a Zeri, Lulu, and you know the rest of the composition for DM Freaks. I feel like team fights, like if DRX don't get a massive lead, I feel like team fights could be really hard.
I am too, but I'm ready to have a really good time. Let's get onto the rift for game one. To their benefit. But so far, it's just the shove being collected here. Level 2 gained by Teddy and Andal. Hook going to connect on the Berserker. Actually, a fair bit of damage here, even after... Oh my god. Yeah, the barrier was necessary because otherwise he was dead. Yeah. And the Ornhorn is actually going to ring out here as there's the flash out from Dudu. And Rich says that'll do.
I think he had enough HP to just walk it off, but...
that happened in pro play. That was the thing that existed. It's all right, there's the combo. Flash does come out, but it's not going to really do anything here, and that is a very dead Talia. First blood goes over to Pioshik. Man, the combo doing exactly what it says on the tin. DNF off to a great start as Sponge trying to taxi out with these grubs. Should be able to do so as life's coming over. Andal there as well. Teddy throws out the culling just to say no, 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 no. No aggression from you guys. And Pioshik will be able to secure the first grub. We'll see how many more of them he can get, but control of the topside wave is there for Teddy and Andal, so it should be that DRX can grab this. Not too much more going to occur, as another horn has been blown here as the equalizer goes down. Yehu's just going to drive into this bottom lane and try and feel a little bit better about the state of the game by killing the Rumble. And of course, the Rift Scuttler going to be unclearable. Now it's going to be a bit of a team fight as the orb is over here. Teleport to come in as Berserker already takes a full culling to the face. Knockup comes on through there though from the depth charge and down goes the Orianna. Equalizer comes in as well. They're walking down the red carpet, but I think this is just because they're famous as DRX getting another knockup onto life. He's going to go down. It's a triple for Teddy, and that was a disaster for DNF. Okay, well, they're not going to be fighting for this Herald. I just don't think that's going to happen. Sponge going to be able to poke Shelly in the eye. They will be able to lock this one down. Information is given over. He's got a lot of value out of it. So does Yehu. And Bulldog doesn't like pressing flash, but he may have to, and he does. Andal moves over and says, buddy, you're flashing, okay?
Yeah, and we see DRX once again setting up really good control of vision in the area.
Well, here it is, combo one more time as there is the flash out from Yehu. Does get the shield back though from his Seraphs that just transformed. Don't know whether it was in time though as the flash does go forward. Bulldog, remember, doesn't have his flash as prepared earlier. The culling comes in. Sponge going to be able to lock that one down. It's Pioshik doing some alcove gaming, and they do have an equalizer there. But Andal with a massive knock-up onto 3 people. It managed to curve. Hits a max range hook at the same time. Sponge was alive for so long, but Berserker is as well. That's another kill coming on through here for Teddy as Rich does go down. Life and Berserker will be able to take control of this one though, and that is a much better fight for DNF.
Back up now. Another fight coming through.
Yep, and Pioshik managed to get on top of Teddy this time around. That is the priority target. He may go down for it though, as Yehu getting some good volleys off. Andal will be taken out by the extendo beam of Berserker though, so a 2-for-1 trade feels real good. And DNF back on the horse. Yeah. It's absurd. Well, there's a polymorph. Still managing to get the ram out here as Yehu looking for the angle onto Berserker. Rich trying to get there, and Berserker is just not under any threat at all. Rift Herald does go down. Shelly going to start the party in that mid lane. Wasn't really too many options though as far as follow-up, and Rich just really is obsessed with putting that R button on cooldown.
Yeah. Doesn't mean they get control of the area though. They have to respond to the Rift Herald. Dragon's being started up. The Pioshik, and look at the timers on the Orianna and the Nocturnal.
Yeah.
2 seconds both of them.
Perfectly synced. They can now press that button again. Let's see when Pioshik decides to go in. There's the shockwave, connects onto one. Knockup is decent as well from the Wild Growth as the culling this time is going to cut through them. Teddy's at full health, but I don't know whether the fight has much left in it as the wall comes down. Andal in a little bit of an awkward position. Pioshik is kind of running for the hills. Yehu just dies to basically the wolves. What was quite going on there? Life is also dead though. which is ironic and sad here for DNF. So they just walk over and take it. DNF, not really much of a way of doing anything, and Dudu didn't have equalizer or anything like that to try and start a fight. Maybe they're going to start one right now, as Dudu is just dead to start this one off. The Ram gets the double knock-up onto Life and Berserker, and there is the Shockwave to connect onto 2. They're still going to go for it here, as Sponge dives in. The Polymorph is great, though, out of Life, and that's going to be able to take him down. Yahoo, the only damage left alive, and DRX didn't quite need to do that, but neither did DNF, and they're the ones that are going to capitalize this time. Rich and Yahoo still trying to stand their ground here, and they're doing a great job. Throwing a bunch of rocks around. There's the Wild Growth to come on through. Another decent Polymorph here, and Yahoo does go down. Rich, no more blue stuff left available, and so he is just going to back away. So they lose the Otacon, they lose the Dragon, but they take a turret and they win a fight. Does land the Harpoon here as Yahoo taking a fair bit of damage. And now the Ornhorn to come in. They do just split them apart. The wall does come down as Sponge gets in here. It is Soul that's on the line as the Shockwave is a drive-by. As Pyoshik gets into that back line, it is going to be the Soul secured here by DRX. And the fight is entirely split. This is absolute insanity as Teddy goes into melee range with Dudu, and it kind of works out, I guess, but now he's by himself. On the other side of the fight, it is a catastrophe. And so someone gonna have to try and kill him. They need someone to walk up and actually fight Teddy, which is what they're struggling with right now, as the Polymorph is going to wear off. Teddy now just trying to take the fight to them, and Berserker will be able to do it here. They wait for the barrier, and down he goes. We're kind of fine, as here's the combo once again. Equalizer to start it off, but it's just an attempt at a guaranteed turret. Rich looking for a little bit of a turnaround play, though, as Berserker will get knocked up. Sponge goes in, but immediately he has to run out. They get a decent shield. Pyoshik in a bit of trouble, but Teddy has to back away immediately. And the redemption keeps DNF healthy. Just looking to play defense. They still haven't taken a turret, which is probably why there's such a large gold lead.
It's just so funny how Yahoo's just like walking up, like, ult me, ult me, ult me.
Yeah,
and he's like just hiding, like, just refusing to show up.
Well, there's a like Hex Flash in, I think, as the Shockwave just going to be used onto Andil alone. The Equalizer goes down. That's going to be enough to take down the Nautilus, as now the paranoia sets in. Crescent Guard to come on through there, and there it is. Pyoshik does decide to go forward, but there's no Shockwave. There's no combo. And yes, they kill Andil, and that is all that is actually going to occur. Felt like it could have been better there for DRX, but DNF still going to make it work.
This is a risky play.
This is very risky. Maybe they just hopefully... Well, I mean, they're going to trade Elder for Baron is what DRX are opting into here. But they could just get Ace. And they're not going to make it to this Elder at all. And so Elder is going to get secured here by DNF. It's traded for the Baron. Yeah, I'm hoping so.
Direction.
Oh, got a bit of a hook to connect onto Dudu. Sponge going to follow up there as well. He has an arm guard, but he elects not to use it because he knew he was dead. And Dudu just overstepping here, caught napping on the bottom side of the map. Nothing to fight for right now. 2 minutes on both of these objectives once again.
And maybe this was the thought process. You know, if we trade those objectives, we extend the game and we just give more opportunities for DNF to potentially throw.
Yeah, that's what it is. Looking for a little bit of an angle here, as DRX this time parking themselves towards the Elder. Vision does come through. There is a hook to connect. Oh my goodness, Dudu this time manages to go golden, but the knockups are going to come through from Rich. He's just standing his ground as Teddy, not even worried. He's flashing forward, and there's the depth charge. DNF falling apart at the seams as Berserker is flashing over, but this time Sponge does not care, and that GA is not going to be guarding anything. And just as the complete opposite of what we saw before, it is only Dudu left alive. It's a flash forward from Yahoo, says not even that will stay there. DRX, I think, just won the game.
And it just feels inevitable when it gets to those late game situations. DNF have their struggles, and DRX find the clutch window to close it out. It's a 5-0 in the late game team fight. They managed to get the picks, they managed to get the cleanup. Berserker on this Fed Zeri can't do anything, and it'll be a 1-0 lead for DRX in this series.
Teddy playing it really, really well towards the end there, but I have to say, Rich loves pressing his ulti button. He managed to find a bit of an angle that time around, was frontlining beautifully, and DRX just pushed forward for the win. But man, that was grueling. But I feel like it's a little bit of a gimmick. And yes, this time Berserker does a whole lot of damage, but there's not a whole lot of peel. There's no like big tank, and look, there's no damage on DRX. They didn't really do much of it. They still won the game pretty comfortably.
Yeah, I think just some decisions towards the end did cost them. You think you're safe, and then suddenly Vi, Rakan, and Kaiser all pile onto you.
And now you've got the full kill comp coming on in here.
Yeah.
Teddy had that absolutely extraordinary game on the Kaiser as well. This guy has been known to hard carry with this champion. We'll see whether that is what DRX can make happen again, because I'm looking on the other side, and this is a much easier draft for the DN Freaks. They were watching the space. You know, they called, just keep it simple, stupid, place them front to back. There's a lot of DPS between Sivir and Azir if they're just able to sit there and hit their targets. And they got a big old front line to get behind. It's pretty scary. Let's see how it does go as we jump into the Rift for game number 2.
And we just stall out the game. DNF are going to be doing fine in this situation. As long as they don't make major flubs in the team fight. And
the Bulldog having a great time in this lane. Yeho just looking like he's a little bit frazzled is what it kind of feels like. And Life is going to capitalize on that. As Yehu with some weirding, but does need to get out of the way of the horse pants lady. Shattering Strike comes in, but that's a decent little buffer, and he gets himself out of the way. Moves down towards the bottom side, and is going to be facing off against Berserker at this point. As Yehu continues to miss buttons. Emperor's Divide does come down. Remember, he has no flash, but does have an ulti. Gets to the other side of the circle here. Sponge, we're going to push them back. Vault Breaker actually doing a decent job buying some space, and it's also not at the part that's good for DRX yet. I don't think DNF are even into the woods yet, you know, let alone out of them.
If Bulldog or Berserker make a fumble and get caught out by this engage comp, even the later stages, you can still go right. Do you see
plate gank?
Yep, and Trundle greater these.
Plates do go down as Dudu and Sponge doing some battle here. That will be the smite utilized. So 3 grubs go over to DRX in exchange for these 2 plates that they picked up for mainly Berserker. Now looking for a dragon. I think Atmogs was the first one. That was a good time. As he got a little bit of a scuffle towards the bottom side. Grand Entrance going to connect onto Life. But Pyoshik, Sponge, Andal, and Life are just all relatively tanky, so not really too much of anything here. Sponge just waiting to see whether he can get a smite off, and he's not going to be able to do so. So Pyoshik going to be able to clear that one away. See whether he can actually get there. Only at 1-4 now, as Sponge will get pillared. Does have the Vault Breaker to get over it. Oh, we have put in the kennel just yet.
Dudu's walking over, and Richard's resetting the TP,
so Life does find the Magnus Storm on to 3. The quickness comes down, though, and it's working very well. This Aurora damage is massive, but Pyoshik staying alive for so long. Finally, he will go down. That's first blood, but it's answered with 2 immediately, as the Kaiser is down. Public execution, though, for the re-engage, as Yehu off to the side. Looks for another salvo, as Berserker is just chasing after Sponge. Doesn't quite get the kill, as out goes Yehu, out goes Rich. And out goes DRX, but it's a 1-for-2, and DNF win the fight.
Dudu's such a huge presence in the fight. Yeah, looking for what?
Death. That's what it was.
Well, he found it.
Well, there's the Vault Breakers. Finally, that ultimate is going to be used, and the wall is going to block anyone from following up on to Bulldog. Did have to invest the flash and the wall. DNF gonna look for their second Drake. This Ocean will go over to Pyoshik here, and not going to be too much of a response. Infernal Soul this game. I'd be worried if I was a DNF fan, though, because we've seen leads like this before, as there's the knock-up on
I feel like they're in a perpetual state of worry.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, yeah, who's going to be walking over a ward? They know exactly what's going on, as Andal running on out. Will be able to escape, but had to invest the quickness in it.
Maybe Locket's a bit brighter, actually. It is sunlight.
Yuntals and Infinity Edge is kind of, I guess Infinity Edge is a bit more golden. I'm trying to it's not on the screen right now.
But what I mean is, if you look at the color like in the background.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, it is. As we've got a bit of an engage here, Dudu going to be able to get himself out, but does have to use the flash and the ulti. Oh, Bulldog taking a bit of damage here, as you can see Andal and Sponge making their way over. Oh, Emperor's Divide comes in. There's a Killer Instinct. They do manage to take down the Azir, and they keep everyone alive? That is insanity!
Oh, the pillar!
How did no one die? Okay, so the pillar is going to deny Shelly.
Maybe a little bit darker purple from the quick blades, I feel. Anyway, Atacam's been started, so...
Rich has also started a fight, as Life is taking a lot of damage. Doesn't want to ult just an Ambessa. Wants to keep his buttons available.
Don't need to do this. They're getting shredded. The resistances.
Well, Life's going to get tagged here by Teddy with that Void Seeker, and DRX can just wait. There's the Magnet Storm. Doesn't exactly get a lot of joy as they're taking down Rich. That will occur as Teddy has to ult defensively. Ult DRX, this is not quite working out. Still, they create some distance. The Otacon is going to go the way of DNF. And now they're looking to turn the fight. Yahoo in trouble. In goes Sponge. Cease and desist. He's going to connect onto Pyoshik for some reason. And DNF will just obliterate DRX. That was a whole lot of what you don't want to be doing, DRX.
Even DNF couldn't throw from this position.
Oh, that is a pitching challenge if ever I've seen one. As Dudu is on a merry jaunt here in the river. Teddy does cut him down, but Berserker is going to be there. There's the supercharger forward. There's the charm actually connecting. They will be able to take down the Scion as the rest of DNF shows up. And Zombie Scion not going to be doing much of anything at all. So it is Dudu just kind of dying for no reason. I don't know whether that really affects the state of the game all that much.
Oh, they're just starting it.
Yeah, isn't this just gone? Teddy does so much damage to Baron. Like, look at this.
Pyoshik's pretty close.
He is pretty close. So it is going to have to be try and get him out of here or go for a bit of a 50-50. They get the ult out of Dudu. That is something. I guess they think it's too risky to take it. I don't know. Well, I mean, it's going to be Infernal Soul for free. Let's see whether it works out.
Guys, you're in a hit against a Sivir.
Yeah. With Infernal Soul. That has now completed. Teleport comes in. And now you got a Trundle running on up. That means that there's not going to be a smite here. And it is going to be secured by Sponge, who sacrifices his life for it. And the question of was it worth it is not even necessary, because the answer is just no.
I think they could have taken a good fight there, but now they've given away Soul, and the Baron's irrelevant because DNF are just pushing into your base.
Yeah.
Oh, Teddy?
Teddy doing the overextension thing. See how that works out for him as he does ult over that wall. Little cute ult. That was enough to get him out, though. So that's going to work. Still Killer Instinct now on cooldown. Means the DRX miss out on that tool for the next fight. There's a deep TP. Okay, the ward goes down. DNF looking for the angle. Yahoo going to start the fight maybe a little bit early. Into the backline goes Sponge. He manages to find Berserker, but he flashes out. The public execution is just public embarrassment for Rich, who dashes away and dies. And yes, they get the prize. But Yahoo and Teddy are the only ones left alive, and DNF will continue pushing. Did have some vision down here.
Sneaky, sneaky.
As we can, that's Twitch, that's not live.
Oh, sorry, I thought I got them mixed up because of how Sponge is playing.
Yeah, he is playing very twitchy.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that he's...
look at all the question mark pings, they're aware.
Yeah, they're pinging all over the place, but they haven't got him yet.
Wait, you took Krugs, so now they're super aware. They're like, wait guys, who took Krugs on our team? No one. Oh.
Well, live
wait, the
now
TP.
knows.
Oh, they're doing it. They're doing it.
Oh, wait. Is Bulldog going to be the target? Maybe. Okay, Dudu is certainly the target. And now Yahoo getting into this backline. I'm not sure about that one, but he was the only one that had the teleport available. And now he's just going to go between worlds after doing half a damage to life. And now they just dive on top of the Elder. All right, DRX, this is the insane plan that is going to get you back into this game, maybe. DNF with a great phalanx that has been put up, and they've got to teleport in from the Scion. Emperor's Divide only onto Handle, though, so that's not exactly the target. But still, they are butchering them. Look at the damage from Berserker. Every auto does about 1 billion, as it's a triple kill immediately. That is going to be a free Elder, and guys, I mean, the minions were taking care of business the whole time. That is going to be game over here as DNF even out the series and get their first victory of this round robin, at least as far as games are concerned.
Unlosable! Also, maybe the flanks just need to be longer, you know?
Yeah, true. True.
They just weren't long enough.
Maybe it's just we need a new Summoner's Rift that's just a bit longer of a Summoner's Rift. Then the flanks can then be longer.
Yeah, I think.
And then Poolbay will come back.
Yeah.
Because he loves flanking.
Well, that game certainly happened.
It did, didn't it? And do you know what the best part about this game happening is? We get another game that will happen afterwards that we otherwise wouldn't have got.
Bulldog looking at options in mid lane.
I don't know whether TF is a Bulldog champion. That isn't. Okay. But he's going to lock it in anyway. That's the answer to the rise that we saw come out from the Bros as well.
Yeah.
And it didn't work very well in lane. Dudu Aatrox is a pretty scary prospect. He's won games by himself on this champion.
So I think, you know, both bot lanes have a lot of agency. We'll see, and both of them spike at a similar time with 80 carries around the mid-game spike, but I think the Corki's had a lot more value in recent times than the Ezreal. I think that mid-game has felt so much more significant and also scaling up to be really strong in the later stages. Cassiopeia as well, going to feel pretty good. And you have the Aatrox as well into a pretty short-range composition, so I think DNF feeling pretty happy how things have panned out overall.
DRX are on the verge of the same thing happening to them again. And DNF on the verge of picking up their first victory in a very long time. Let's get into it. This year, though, so I think the competition might be a bit high.
Yeah.
It's all right. Dudu and Rich doing some battle here towards the top side. As Sponge will be able to start off this dragon. It looks like he will be able to secure it as well. I have to admit, it was a little on the fly.
The concept is there, right?
Yeah,
but I feel like you haven't... The world building needs a little bit...
Yeah. No, yeah. I'll come up with it.
Okay.
You know, this is like a first draft.
Yeah.
And there's no better time to go into the first draft.
No judgment, you know. I think I always appreciate someone who's willing to put their ideas out there. It looks like Rich and Dudu are like fully fighting, so they just don't care about the dragon.
There's one teleport available here for Rich, who can join if he would like to. But right now, Dudu is there, and also managed to catch him out pretty comfortably. Some O-bars being thrown in as the Tempered Fate goes entirely wide, and it's just the dragon secured, given away here by DRX. They do supervise momentarily. League of Legends, right, where you go back to certain patches. People will get very confused about what state Corki is in. All right, there is a little bit of a snare there onto Arndil, as Yahoo finding an angle. That Tempered Fate did absolutely nothing as Rich finds it into this backline, and now the resets are coming through. Arndil will go down, but there are the Heartbreakers, and it might just be Heartbreak here for DNF, as Rich, looking for it, does get the crash onto this Dudu, who is just not going to be able to survive this. Melee range with Teddy, but he just Arcane shifts on top of him. Berserker just watches while his team falls apart.
Well, you did say DRX had the tempo vibes, and looks like that has come to fruition in this situation.
There it is.
I'm reluctant
Never
to say.
down the tempo vibes.
Never down the tempo vibes, yes. Well, Dragon going to be started up here. Maybe a chance for DNF to undo some of the damage done in that previous fight.
Yeah,
he is on a flank angle.
He connects onto Berserker, as Dudu does look for an angle in, but the Rune Prison comes down. Bulldog still holding onto that ult as Arcane shift forward by Teddy. This guy is kind of crazy. Sponge slinking into the mist, looking for an opportunity. These rockets are starting to hurt. The misting shots are not, but it's going to be a 50-50. Whether DNF like it or not, as Yahoo and Dudu are just fighting. Pop Blossom is going to connect. They dive on top, and it is going to be the steal and the death of Pureshik. Another reset to come on forward for DNF, and now looking scary. Yahoo moving on over. There's the knockback onto Bulldog, and into the thick of things is Sponge. They do manage to take him out in the end, but unfortunately, there is just not a lot of DNF left, and DRX continuing to roll over them.
He hasn't really done that yet, but he has been pretty ineffective so far, and now they're starting up Atakan.
Well, Teddy, you can see, playing pretty aggressively, trying to hold on to them. True Shot Barrage not connecting onto everyone here, as DRX looking for the turn. Teleport in from the Aatrox.
I mean, they have the bard ult, so they can be pretty slow in the approach, because they can always stall that out.
Oh, Rich, he's just not stopping. Does get knocked up, eats the CC of the Infernal Chains. DNF falling back once again. The health bar is still pretty high here for DRX, as they're wearing through the Otacon as best they can. Rich is just a brick wall. Like, no one can get past this Cassante. He is too large. Teddy also dealing with the minion wave very, very nicely. Now DNF are moving in because they have to. Andil has the Pop Blossom angle, though. Flashes up, and now the reset is going to come in. Otacon getting angry at Sponge yet again, though. As remember, the resistances are getting shredded. DNF not wanting to give this one up without a fight. As Andil on a ward, live, gonna get the flash out from this Nico, but there is a stun onto Pureshik. Maybe he's too far up. True Shot Barrage does a lot of damage to the Skarner, who won't be able to frontline anymore. Dudu getting himself out of there, Berserker at full health. He is able to fight. Also 50% there for Rich at the same time. Teleport up and available. He might just look to try and teleport back into this one, as the crab will be the consolation prize for DRX. And I feel like we were fighting Otacon for the last 5 to 10 minutes. Yahoo is just going to do exactly what you were talking about. Onto this dragon, we'll be able to get Soul Point for free.
Yep.
The Otacon is going to continue to be the target here, as Teddy getting poisoned. Pureshik Shot Barrage going to come on through. Aimed at Bulldog there as Pioshik does find a target. The crash does come on through as Andal tries to get himself out, but he doesn't manage to. That's a great pickoff here for DNF. And Yehu will be able to get that soul, or soul point. But that should be Otacon going over to DNF, unless some heroics out of Rich, Teddy, and Sponge, who are up here. Okay, is the all-out actually going to come on through? It does, but it goes in a really weird direction there from Rich, who just gets himself out of there. Teleport back from Yehu, does get his health bar back up as well. And look at this DNF, they're just not willing to fight for this. Look at their health bars, they're so low. And maybe it's just a leash? I'm not entirely sure. The teleport is now going to come in from Rich, finally, as the unending despair, I think, represents the feelings here of DNF as they lose Soul Point and they lose Otacon. And they're starting to lose hope in this game. As okay, Cloud Soul up and available, 10 seconds time. DRX with full control of the area. Pioshik taking some poke here as Teddy very comfortable here. And just no one able to threaten him. The Tempered Fate only lands onto Sponge. It's a decent attempt, but it doesn't do anything at all. Teddy rips through two. Dudu not going to be ending the world of DRX. In fact, it's his world that's going down. That's a flash in from Yehu, if ever I've seen one. He didn't really want to do it, but it looked great. And DRX will be able to take the soul and whatever the heck else they would like.
Yeah, I think DRX is far too strong right now, really, for DNF to offer any real fight back.
Yeah, the Andal answer to Pioshik. Pioshik's Impale is actually decent, but sometimes the Pop Blossom is just too good. However, DRX are going to do this full tutorial style, taking out all of these turrets. Inhibitor's still up here in the mid lane, actually, which is kind of crazy. As DRX somewhat split, doing a bit of a 1-2-2 with 2 being in the jungle, as Yehu's just going to, I think walking back into that makes a lot of sense. As now they pile in around him. He survives for a long time, but it is going to be Berserker taking down the Rise. Inhibitor to go down in the mid lane in response.
And he's going to hold that. They'll be able to clear out this top wave.
It's a little bit more difficult as Pop Blossom comes in, lands onto 3 as Andal starts it off yet again. Pioshik takes a fair bit of damage, but Teddy is nowhere near this fight. And so it's actually not really much of anything at all. Still, Teddy is going to be able to Arcane Shift forward, utilize that last bit of health on that minion to do a bit more damage to this, as Yehu has to deal with Dudu and Berserker. He is able to walk it off, but DRX really trying to get as much as they can out of the situation and not really getting there. So
on the side,
yeah, no, I think our observers got a little bit ahead of themselves. Okay. Or our graphics team. They thought that it was going to be completed, and it was not.
That threw me. I guess
okay, Yehu actually throwing out a weird Realm Warp, and it's not quite going to actually be taken, but still it works. As Pioshik goes down, it's a double for Teddy. Could it be the Penta angle? We'll just see. There's the triple. It's not the Quadra, but we'll just have to take the triple kill for Teddy as they get the ace. DRX, a happy bee to come up on top of the head of Rich, and they will be able to take down these Nexus turrets. The woes for DNF continue. Their chances for first in the group are dead, but DRX at least having a good day here.
Very much a slow and steady. It felt like this series was very much slow for both of these teams. I think that's easy to say.
It's that 9th place that is seemingly so scary.
Yeah, Teddy was pumping the numbers there.
Oh, he really was. 40K in a 35-minute game, over 1,000 DPM, feels absolutely fantastic. And about a 15,000 gold lead as well, which is absolutely absurd. Pioshik not really doing very much damage in this game. Sponge, though, having a day out, even if it doesn't necessarily get represented in the damage numbers. But this was a game really about Teddy being able to take hold of the neutral every single time, and he will be able to pick up POM. He was a small aeroplane in game number 1 on the Lucian, and this Ezreal performance, almost 100% KP throughout the entirety of the game.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Steer for the POM interview translation. We are here with Teddy on the side of DRX. Congratulations! It's such a hot day, but you guys showed up with such a refreshing performance today. And in Group Rise, you got your first win of round 3. How do you feel? Getting the first win? Feels great, and I think it feels even better that I got a POM today. And with your new lineup today, you were able to get that victory. So how has practice been? During practice, I think it went pretty well consistently, and we had pretty good confidence. And, it was quite regretful loss last match, but I'm really glad that we were able to secure today's victory. And in game 1, when the enemy Zeri got fed, finding a clear answer to trades might have been hard. So what was the game plan? Of course, Zeri was actually pretty fed, but I think our team also had pretty fed Ornn and Talia as well. So I think as long as we were able to juke those Rumble ults and Orianna and all the wombo combos starting from the Nocturne, we knew that we could have a good chance of winning. And in game 2, it was a regretful loss. So what was the feedback there? I think it was really mainly the Otacon fight where we weren't able to get a clear spell check on the Zhonya's, and I think just the team fight in general. So we really wanted to brush up on team fighting in the next game. And in game 3, you guys were 5,000 gold ahead in under 20 minutes. So what was the game plan and the strategy? I think our head coach was able to give us a really good draft. So at the end of the draft, I think we were actually in a really good spot and we felt really comfortable just playing out the game. And at the very end, we almost got your pentakill angle. So what were your thoughts? Yeah, I was putting in some damage, I got the Corki, and I got a double kill after killing the Bard, and my teammates, they didn't give me the kills, the last 2 kills, so I'm a little sad. So I hope that they give it to me next time. With you in an improved form, it seems like it impacted DRX's performance. So what do you think? Yeah, I mean, I think we did pretty well. I did pretty well in the last match where we lost. But I'm just glad that I'm able to upkeep this kind of performance. So I hope that we can just keep this momentum. And what goals do you have for round 3? I just want to make sure that we keep on doing well. And your next opponent is D plus Kia. What is your mindset going into that one? D plus Kia, they're a strong team, but I think it's definitely winnable, and I hope that we stay strong as a team to secure that victory as well. And that's the end of the interview with Teddy, and back to the space. Thank you.